Alright, since I was outside, I decided to show you the garlic garden. It's all garlic on this side, and over there there's just a row of onions coming up. And then beyond that we'll plant some tomatoes or beans or something a little bit later in the season. But this is how big our garlic is looking on April 13th. Please excuse the screaming in the background if you can hear it, but this is the garlic update. About a week ago I came in and trimmed off all the scapes, so instead of it making a flower and trying to grow seed, it will put all its energy into bulking up the bulbs, which is what you want to do so that you have more garlic. I see I missed one down there. There's a scape that escaped me. And I've been growing this German hardneck garlic now for close to 20 years, and I just regrow it from some garlic that I reserve, to replant with. And over here I got a row of onions, and they're overtaken by the weeds, but the onions will still produce. And the rest of this was going to be potatoes, but I never got them in, so oh well. Maybe next year. So here it is, July 6th, and the garlic is ready to pull, ready to harvest. The leaves are browning on the tips, and if you look carefully down low, you'll see there's 1 or 2 layers of the leaves that are brown and died off. And those leaves, the leaves are basically the layers that protect the bulb down below. So it's time to pull them before all those layers are rotted, because that's what protects the garlic. Okay? Let's see if I can pull one up without loosening the soil, so you can get a look at what it looks like. There you go. One lovely head of garlic. Hey Toolerinos, got a little vampire tip for you. What's the best way to keep vampires out of your house? Garlic curtains. Well, unless maybe the vampires are Italian, then I suppose that might be okay with it. But this is my garlic harvest for the year. About 2/3 of it. I gave away about 1/3. And this is how I hang it. Those vintage clothespins came in real handy this year for hanging up the garlic. And once it's fully dry, there's still a little bit of green, so needs another week or so it'll be fully dried, and then I can cut the tops and the roots off and box it up for use and storage. And probably at that time I'll set aside the garlic that I'll use for seed, which is typically a bunch of the biggest ones, and then we'll eat sort of the medium and smaller ones. Alright Toolerinos, just a little garlic update. I'm cleaning and prepping the garlic for storage and use. So just you cut the heads off with some nice pruning shears. Once the heads are all off, I'll set that aside. And basically take some nice old scissors that you can sharpen ideally, because there's dirt in the roots and it will dull the scissors. And you peel off some of the outer skin. And that's it. It's ready to go in the house or to be set aside for seed. And I'll show you. I keep the bigger ones for seed, and then these little bit smaller ones are typically what we use to eat, or what I will give away if I have too much. Because we like garlic, but we don't eat it every day. So you just peel off the outer layers and reveals a reasonably clean layer underneath. And all the roots, the dirt, and the stalks will all get put back into the garden. So this box is full of the seed garlic, which is what I did first. They're the larger heads. Sometimes they get too big. They don't store very well because they don't dry out quite as well as the smaller ones, which is good because these only need to last a few months before I replant them. And so you can see I reserved about 34 heads, I think, here. And the decent sized ones, you're going to get 6, 7, and sometimes 8 cloves on a head. So that'll give me a little over 200 cloves to replant. And I just started really cleaning the ones we're going to keep and eat. And there's some still there I haven't done. Cat's supervising here, making sure I'm doing it right. And then there's still more hanging I haven't clipped the heads off of yet. And if any of you are thinking, boy, that wasn't a whole lot of garlic for how much I reserved, I did give away probably a good third of the harvest this year before I hung it up to dry. So it's easy to grow more garlic than you're going to use, unless you really use a lot of garlic.